Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract reading stories set in Haven Island and supplied to us today by Paul Anderson 37. So moving on to our briefing, short and sweet, 47 is having a try at the mission stories. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 1 objective. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the Shark Hut, where we will also have a remote magnetic gas grenade stored up. We'll be bringing with us a lockpick, a vial of emetic poison, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to get off this lovely sun lounger and we are going to make our way straight over to the doctor's hut, and we are going to interrupt the doctor in his routine. This is going to be a pretty long contract, this one. Mostly just because of the sheer amount of waiting around that we will have to do. So we're going to lockpick our way into the hut and retrieve the coins from the living room coffee table, and then grab the fire extinguisher from the bathroom before planting ourselves out on the bathroom balcony here. And in a few moments the doctor will make his way into the bathroom, and he will be closely followed by a housekeeping staff maid. So we're going to wait for the doctor to vacate the bathroom, and then we can quickly get behind the maid and render her unconscious with the fire extinguisher. And we need to let her get quite close to the door so that 1, she doesn't spot us, 2, the doctor doesn't hear us. So once we've got the maid unconscious, we can deposit her in the crate provided, and if we are quick enough, we can retrieve the fire extinguisher, although it's not strictly necessary, and we can then make our way into the rest of the hut, and we can catch up with the doctor in the bedroom. So we're going to quickly render him unconscious. We're going to hide him in the closet provided, and we are going to take his outfit. There we go, nice snazzy fit. We're going to grab the stethoscope from either the doctor that we've just dropped, or there's one in the luggage just in front of us as well. Then from here we're going to make our way all the way over to Tyson Williams' villa, right at the back of the map. And we will first of all encounter 2 guards who will give us a bit of a feel, and we'll be frisked, and then we'll go in and we will speak to the butler, who we will then remove before then dealing with our target, Mr. Williams. So once we get to the villa, we're just going to drop our silenced pistol into the bushes here, as we will be going through a frisk as mentioned. That frisk happens doctor, right here.
Mr. Williams is expecting you. He's in the house.
Yes, I'm here to see Mr. Williams. Sorry, apparently he's having some dysfunctions, should we say. I'm here to provide him with the little blue diamond pills. Right, so once we're through the frisk, we're going to make our way into the main entrance of the building and engage the butler in conversation. Now, depending on where Tyson Williams is at this point, depends on how long we have to get rid of the butler. And it seems that I can see Mr. Williams is currently heading directly towards the bedroom where we are currently heading also. So we are going to have absolutely the minimum amount of time to get this done. So we're going to follow the butler into the room, close the door behind us, render the butler unconscious, and very quickly get him in the closet provided. So once we've got him safely stored up, we should have just enough time to get in position. There is Mr. Williams, and we're now just going to let everything here play out.
Wait,
and we're going
you're
to
not
follow
Dr.
the
Singh.
instructions.
Who the hell are you?
Dr. Singh is tired. Long night. He asked me to fill in.
I knew I shouldn't have allowed him to bring that mistress of his here. I'm running a bad fever here, Doc. Burning up. I can't go outside. I can hardly stay inside. It started about 10 days ago. Singh gave me those pills over there, but they aren't helping. They just give me a migraine. I think I need something stronger here, Doc.
Remove your robe, please. I want to check your breathing. So, you're running a fever, Mr. Williams?
Yeah, like I said, more than a week now, but the worst thing is the headache. Bad migraine, Doc. The light therapy doesn't help me a lot. What can you do for me?
Let's have a quick look at you before we do anything drastic, Mr. Williams.
Fine, fine.
Cough, please.
Look, tell it to me straight, Doc. Is it bad? I got some very serious business to attend to, and I really don't have time for this shit.
We'll be done soon. Turn around for me.
Oh, hell!
So at this
Do anything
point
to
our
strangle
final
this cough,
prompt
Doc.
will be to
have a
deal
few
with
ideas,
Mr. Williams,
Mr.
which we are going
Williams.
to do with the stethoscope, and we are going to very quickly deposit him in the closet along with the butler. And then once we're done there, we're going to take a bit of time out of our day to deal with the surveillance system. Now, this will just come in ever so slightly in handy when we get to Mr. Bradley. Now, unfortunately, I've gone around the long way here, thinking I can just take out the surveillance system. It's only when I arrived that I remember I went through a frisk and my silenced pistol is outside. So what we're going to do is run straight past one of the cameras getting caught by it, out the front gate, and retrieve our silenced pistol. There we go. And then we're going to run all the way back round and back in over the wall, our usual entrance into the villa, and we'll deal with the cameras then. For some strange reason, I also take a rather obscure exit from the villa the second time around as well. There is a door just behind me, and I ignore that completely. So, well, we've missed with our first shot, but we've also not alerted anyone. So instead of going through the door behind me like a sensible person, I'm going back over the wall. So next up, we are gonna have to go all the way back to the doctor's hut and put our suit back on, as all of our other eliminations require our suit. Now, I've done it this way around because you just didn't really have the time to get the other 4 targets and get to the doctor before he heads off to Mr. Williams's villa. So, on our way, we're going to grab a emetic flower. So we have an emetic poison. We're going to retrace our steps back to the doctor's hut, gain the suit we require, and then we're going to head straight under all of the huts here, and we're going to head straight for Mr. Jason Portman's hut. He is currently out on his bathroom balcony, engaged in a unwanted phone call. So there he is. Now we're just going to make our way under that balcony and select our silenced pistol, ready and waiting. There we go, holster that. And as soon as Mr. Portman finishes his phone call, he will turn around and wander off. He's heading for the rear balcony or porch area or patio or whatever you want to call it, one of these things. And we are going to get up onto said balcony, patio, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to intercept him in the bathroom. So we need to do this as quickly as we can. We're going to quickly render him unconscious. We're going to drag him over by the bathtub, just so he's not by the entrance anywhere. There we go, that'll do nicely. And then we're going to put one bullet into his head, and we are now 2 targets down. So at this point we're going to do a little bit more running around, and then we're in for an incredibly long wait. So our next target will be Ludmilla Vetrova, and to deal with her we are going to poison the meal in the restaurant that she will go for. Now unfortunately, because we have taken out Jason Portman, that does affect Ludmilla's routine in quite a way, that instead of coming to the restaurant straight from Jason Portman's apartment, because she can now gain access and use his laptop, she will go for a massage first of all. So we're just going to make our way into the restaurant. We're going to grab the lead pipe from behind the door, and we are going to turn on the ice machine. Now unfortunately I've got the wrong chef. We need the chef who would be on the right, not the chef on the left. He's the head chef, and if we get rid of him, we will have to take his place and deal with Ludmilla ourselves. If we take the chef on the right, who has just moved back into position, we can then use his outfit to prepare and poison Ludmilla's meal. Then we can put our suit back on and leave. So there is the chef on the right. We're just going to wait for him to come in, close the door behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to deposit him in the chest freezer provided. There we go. We're going to take his outfit, and then we are going to prepare Ludmilla's meal. For some reason the lead pipe is not an illegal item, so we're just going to make our way to the back of the kitchen, prepare the meal for Ludmilla, add either our emetic poison or the flour to the meal, and then we can go and put our suit back on, and then all we have to do is wait for Ludmilla to come along. Now, like I said, this does take quite a while, so what we're going to do while we're waiting, because Ludmilla actually uses the ladies' bathroom, not the gents like everybody else, we are going to go into the gents and overflow the sink in the cubicle here, and that will attract the attention of the young lady outside the cubicle, keeping her friend company in the ladies' bathroom, so she will not be in our way.
Oh shit.
We're just going to launch our lead pipe at her head. The door closes behind her nicely, and that is all done. So all we are going to do now is wait here for a considerable amount of time. There is Ludmilla just arriving at Jason Portman's hut. So after that she will then go for her massage before returning to the restaurant area and sampling her poisoned meal. And once all of that has happened, that takes nearly 10 minutes or around 10 minutes real time. She will make her way into the bathroom. There we go. Her bodyguard will take up position outside, and we can then lockpick our way into the ladies' bathroom, and we can introduce Ludmilla Vetrova to some nice clean drinking water. So that is 3 targets down with 2 more to go, and once again, depending on our timing, we could be waiting around for a while. So first thing we're going to do is return to the shark hut, which is our hut, and we are going to retrieve the gas grenade in a briefcase. Just remember which is our hut, and I actually forget and I'm heading for the wrong one. 47, the hut is directly to our right as we speak. No, you're going to go past it, you're heading for the wrong hut. 47, that's it, well done. Glad we got there in the end. So we're going to make our way up into the shark hut, lockpick our way in, unless we actually do have the key, which we do because we started here, and we can retrieve our gas grenade in a briefcase, remove the grenade from the briefcase, return it to the briefcase, thus activating it, and then select our detonator. And the best place that I find to get Mr. Bradley and make him sick will be by the gym, as there is an opportunity to poison him over on his private island. One, that will be particularly difficult in our suit, and two, there are no bathrooms on the private island, so hence we'll be doing it this way. So once we get to the gym and the bathrooms area, as you can see, our timing has been absolutely impeccable, and we will not be waiting around for very long. Depending on your timing, you could be here for a couple of minutes at the very least. So we're going to bump into Bradley and his bodyguard, and we are going to trigger our gas grenade, making sure that we make both of them sick. That's very important, as if we only make Bradley sick, his bodyguard will follow him into the cubicle. In my experience, he always seems to follow him in. So if we make the bodyguard sick as well, he is more interested in his own cubicle. There we go, leaving us alone with Stephen Bradley, and we can then give him a nice cold refreshing drink. There you go, sir, get your head down there. I'm sure being well hydrated in your condition is a bonus. So 4 targets down, 1 more to go, and our final target is the ski instructor, or the jet ski instructor, the scuba instructor, whatever you want to call him. And again, we will be waiting around for quite a while. Now, in part, this is due to just one NPC being ever so slightly out of sync, and that NPC is currently heading towards a jet ski. So we're going to approach the dinghy on the beach here. That's the NPC, and he just waits there for ages. He should be moving away by now, but he hasn't. So we need to wait for him to have his back to us. We need to wait for the lifeguard to have his back to us, and the scuba instructor to have his back to us. At that point, which is now, we have a small window of opportunity to get the rat poison or the mimetic poison, whichever we have left, into the breathing apparatus, and we will then make our way up to the first hut on the pier here, and this is the empty hut, and eventually the scuba instructor will come along to test the oxygen cylinder. He will breathe in the gas and he will get sick. He will then come to this hut to use the bathroom, and we can then follow him in at a discreet distance. And the hut is occupied, as you can see, but they should have the staff members' backs should be to us. We can then follow the scuba instructor into the bathroom, and as you can see, his legs are a little bit damaged, so let's just give him a nice cold refreshing drink, and we can then take his outfit with his broken legs there. So outfit on, we now have the broken legs, and we now have access to our one and only exit, which is the scuba instructor's exit, which is just on the far end of the beach here. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and I really hope that 47 isn't planning on swimming all the way home. But we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We met our one and only objective, and we got a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.